Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Busted to Built. I'm Kurt. Today we got the turbo truck in the shop. For those of you new to the channel, this is a 2005 2500 HD pickup that I've got a 6-liter NV4500 transmission in. Currently a 208 transfer case. That may or may not be the case the whole while here. We might change that out. I got turbocharger under the hood and also Dana 44 solid axle swapped in the front end. And so anyways, today we're working on the front bumper and doing a custom winch mount. So I hope you follow along and stick around after the intro for that. And this is the progress thus far. That we got done onto it. This is the passenger side, pretty much wrapped up on it. And so we got this guy out here and plated on top. That'll give me a nice little step. Get up under the hood if we need to, and kind of helps to dress up the winch mount. And so this is all removable. This is just kind of onto the bumper mount back in there. So the winch itself here in the center, this will actually all remove. Just unbolts right there and right there. And then on this side it's covered up, but nut and bolt, a little access hole right here. Get in at my bolts from this way. Same thing on this side, so you can kind of see what we're going for. And so I got a piece of 2-inch square tubing that comes from back here and over here, and that welds in, and that gives this some support here over here. And then I got some 3/16 little triangle right there, and then right through here. This I just did with some 1/8-inch plate on this side, and I'll probably just use some 1/8-inch plate over here on this side too, and that'll give all that a lot of nice rigidity, but like I say, dress it up too, so there's not just a big kind of ugly winch up there. I'm undecided about any kind of hoop on anything yet, but we may or may not do that too. Otherwise, for this plastic back here, originally I was thinking I'd just have these horns out here and then I'd be able to slip that off if I took the winch out. Now I'm thinking I'm actually just going to come in here and I'm just going to cut these plastics on the top side, so that way I can just snake it up from the bottom and it'll just come around these to fasten it up. And I like that piece on there. It trims everything up nice, just kind of gives it that nice factory look. It's obviously not, but I don't know what kind of look you'd call it, but it gives it that sort of look. So we'll just keep at it and get this thing done. This is where we're at for today anyways. So we got most of this front winch mount bumper done. I still got to get some steel, fill this in here, and then I'm either going to put a couple tow hooks on it or just a receiver underneath the winch here, so that way I've got something to double back to for a doubler if I ever need to, or just the actual tow point on the front of the truck, because now there's nothing with that in the way. So anyways, pretty happy with that, so it doesn't look quite so gaudy out there now. Not that it doesn't look gaudy out there. Boring Dorado. And I also got the heater hoses on here, so very happy with those turned out. I got some kind of Chrysler factory heater hose thing holder there. It got a little extension piece that I made for it, so that kind of holds them out in no man's land. And then another little bracket here with the hose clamped in there and a little rubber grommet, so hopefully that'll hold them there good enough. So, but like I say, that's where we're at for today, and then we'll just keep with it here. So I got some more time coming up this week that I should be able to get to it, and then we'll get some more progress done, so stick around. Thanks. Alright guys, so earlier you saw that I had stabbed the wideband here into the exhaust manifold that's down below. A little easier from the fender well right here. And so I'm going to get some gauges put on this thing, so that's what I'm going to work on next here. So the bumper's kind of going to take a time out on that and just kind of burn out on welding. So now we're going to work on these gauges. I'm going to get all these wires soldered together here. But say right up here we've got fuel pressure, boost, and then wideband down at the bottom. So these are all glow shift gauges. Not sponsored or anything, but I just like the glow shift gauges, and they're analog, not digital. I like to be able to watch the needle sweep. It's a lot easier on the eyes for me than it is to just try and actually read the digital readout on that stuff. So analog gauges, and I'm going to go ahead and get them all soldered up here. I got my cordless Milwaukee soldering iron going, so we'll get all these taken care of and wired up, so that way we've got a little instrumentation in the truck. Now we're all gauged up. Key on. Boom, boom, boom. So there we have it. So we're at atmospheric for boost. My fuel pressure sensor I don't have hooked up yet. I'm waiting for an adapter so I can put that on the test port. And then the wideband's going through its warm-up stage right here. So it's just calibrating or warming up or whatever. So that'll go through here in a second, but fire her off. There it is. So we're gauging now. Alright everybody, so now what I'm working on is putting in a bung for a narrowband O2 sensor. So right here I've got my narrowband, and this is for bank 1. So I've got the harness kind of redirected so that would normally go down there towards the transmission. Now I got it looped back around. You can see right there's my trans range sensor. Just zip tied back there. And so that's that harness comes around. And so I'm going to have bank 1 sensor in here. I'm just going to have one.
Get it! Whoa! Oh shit! Oh, I wish I had a camcorder with zoom.
Alright guys, so that's where I'm going to end this video at. So I don't have a whole lot else to update you on at the moment. So I didn't get as much time to work on the truck this week as I'd wanted to. But I got some other stuff coming up. So here I've got a transfer case. It's a 208 out of an old square body Chevy, just 27 spline input from a turbo 350. And that is going to be going in my mud truck right there. So currently the mud truck's got a 241 in it. I'm going to take that 241 out and put it in the turbo truck. So the idea here is I want to get rid of the mechanical driven speedo right here on this one, where the 241's got an electronic speedometer output, and that's going to be very beneficial for me working my speedometer in the truck, since that's all electronic in my newer truck there. So I'm going to swap those out. I don't need a 241 in the mud truck. It was just available when I built the truck, but now we're going to pull that out and put the 208 in there, and then take the 241 to put in the big truck. I'm going to have to change out the input shaft from a 27 spline to a 32 spline. So that'll be one thing I'll be doing here in the upcoming videos, so look for that if it's of any interest. But anyways, we're just trying to get it all picked apart. So I got the winch mount mostly done on it. I got the gauges installed on it. I did get the fuel pressure sensor on there, so I'll show you guys that in an upcoming video. But for now, this is where we're going to end it, and I appreciate you guys watching, so stay tuned for more.
Get it! Whoa! Oh shit! Oh, I wish I had a camcorder with zoom.